Mike from Pattern Traders. I was waiting to make the video until we broke microstructure to the top side, and we finally did. So I had some really solid points over the weekend that I wanted to record, but I didn't because I just didn't want to waste time with the chop. We broke structure on the micros. We made a higher high. Officially, the micros are bullish, and obviously the macros are downtrending. So trade carefully. Longs should be in and out. You shouldn't be holding onto longs for more than a couple of days, especially if you get low time frame pivots back to the downside. And what I mean by low time frame pivots, you guys all know, if your 4-hour turns bearish on your RSX and your MSTX, assume that it is as powerful as when the RSX bottoms in a bull market. That's how powerful these top algo fires are right now currently, because we are downtrending. So if you see red, if you see exhaustion, if you see over unders, guys, excuse me, my sinuses are still fucked up from COVID. Be careful. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you to short blind. What I'm saying is be careful. Okay, so BTC, pretty overly exposed to longs. I want to show you guys the 3-day time frame. I'm going to do an overview from the top to the bottom. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because it's pointless. We're going to probably go back down anyway, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. 3-day mitigation block. So I had this painted over here as a 3-day mitigation block. It held as our first attempt. This was literally our first attempt into the block. If you open up your EMAs, the ones that I use, I'm using the 200 MA and the 200 EMA. The red one is the MA, the blue one is the EMA. Okay, go to your 3-day. We are literally sandwiched between these two blocks. Now, let me show you what happened last time when we were sandwiched between the 2-day. And we were sandwiched between the 2-day 200 EMA and MA. We literally squeezed, broke to the top side. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but at least retest this. At least enough juice to retest the breakdown. So the way I see it is, the first time we attempted to touch the 200 MA and EMA, we got the bounce, made all-time highs, broke down, right? Second time we touched it, we broke down. Assuming right now we have enough juice, whether we're going to do this, higher lows, we have enough juice to at least contest the 200 MA and EMA, which is in the low 40s, okay? This is if you're playing EMA structure. Turn this off right now. Go back to your 3-day, open up your, put your 3-day mitigation block. Those who do not know what a mitigation block is, it is an up candle. My candles are white. The up candles are white. Usually they're supposed to be green, but if you want me to make them green for you, I don't even know how to make them green. I completely forgot. Here we go. Okay, so the green candles are up candles. The mitigation block is when your up candle ends up trapping longs, breaking structure to the downside, and then creating another trap, bear trap, that breaks structure to the top side. So it's similar to an order block, similar to a just think about like an order block, but the only difference is you're going to the opposite direction first before you break out to the right direction. So this trap over here held the mitigation block. We tapped it for the first time, and now we're heading to the top side. Now think about it this way. Let me turn this green shit off because I cannot stand green colors on my candles. Green. Okay. So think about it this way. We've been downtrending. Okay. We've been downtrending for, I think, since November. I think it was November 8th that we started downtrending. Let me see. November 8th. November 8th. Okay. So we have a solid trend line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but somewhere here. You know, you could just put it anywhere you like. Ideally, I was using this trend line because that's a fake up. That's the fake breakout. I was using this trend line. I was doing, turn off log. I'm sorry. I don't use log with trend lines. There you go. So you made your all-time highs. You went, deviated, came back down, rejection. We didn't really touch it here. But anyway, this line is very important. Keep it on your chart. No matter what happens, keep it on your chart. Because when we go back up here, we take out all these highs and we tap this trend line, more likely than not, we're going to get a solid rejection. So again, the way I see this playing out is we are still macro bearish. We're still downtrending. We've been making nothing but lower highs and lower lows. We haven't even made a proper lower high yet, to be honest with you. But you know what I'm saying. We have not been able to clear any fucking high since this high was put in at $60,000. This is the last time we made a high. Everything has been lower, right? So assuming your breakdown block is this over here, which is going to be probably the most massive resistance that we're going to encounter on the way back up. More likely than not, we're not going to get above this box. This was the consolidation that led to the free fall, which means that this is going to take at least bare minimum 2 attempts to break, which means, what does 2 attempts mean? You're going to go back up, you're going to hit it, come back down. Hopefully you make a higher low. Hopefully. Go back up, hit it, make another higher low. Then hopefully we're bullish and we'll break through it. But overall, don't expect this block to break at the first attempt, guys. So if you are over leveraged in longs, I personally, well, I'm not going to give you advice, but I personally, what I'm doing with my portfolio, I'm going to exit a lot of my longs as close as I can to this box. Okay, get rid of this completely. Go to your monthly time frame, open up your Bitstamp chart. Now, remember this? Long your longs, unfortunately. Yeah, well, too bad we fucking got KO'd. Let me go to different charts this way. Oh, I already have that one painted. Okay. Okay. Here. Monthly. So now, first objective from a price action perspective, I'll go over the oscillators in a little bit. First objective for price action is we need to close above this gray box. We need to close the monthly candle above this gray box, or at least close into the gray box, anywhere between 41.9 and $46,000. That's going to be objective number 2. But objective number 1, which we are actually hopefully are doing right now, is to close above, which we already are. I'm going to make this green. To close above this 3-day mitigation block, which we already are, right? We have a day left, a day and 10 hours. Assuming and hoping that this thing does not just roll over to the downside like this. Anyway, as long as we stay above this green box, I'm very confident we're going to be going up to the gray box. Now, I know these are big boxes, and usually, we make fun of people and abuse people. We'll say, hey, guys, hey, long this whole box. Yeah, a fucking $10,000 box, and then you end up losing money. No, I'm not telling you to do that, but be cautious, right? Because assuming this green box holds from a macro view. I'm not telling you to sit here and long everything in this box because it's a big box. It's from 33,000 all the way up to 36,000. But assuming this box holds for the next, how many days? 4 days? Monthly candle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. You know your target's going to be the gray box. Sorry, guys. I'm still dying from COVID. Hold on. Let me put... Sorry, I had to mute the mic. I'm dying. So, again, if green holds, we're targeting gray. Now, the argument here is the bull market over if we do happen to go down lower to the teens or to the 20s or whatever people are telling us that we're going to go down to, right? So I play the 2-week time frame a lot. It's probably my go-to. I play the 5-day and the 2-week more than I play the weekly and the 3-day. I don't know why. I just like the way that they respect the levels. So overall, no matter what happens, I'm going to just draw one box on my whole chart, which is going to be this 2-week order block. This 2-week order block over here, which got tapped beautifully, beautiful reaction to the top side. Assuming we're out the 2-week closes in 4 days, we'll close above the previous pivot low at roughly about, say, 39.5. At that point, then your 2-week will have a official sweep of that level. And then you're talking about this range being in play. Right here, this whole range being in play. No one is telling you we're going to go back up to $60,000. But if you're playing range by range, and the 2-week closes above 39.6, 39.5, you officially have this range to work with. Close everything, put on the 0.5, extended. There you go. So $50,000 will be pretty much your make or break area of the retest of the breakdown. So that's just the way I play my ranges, depending on where the price is. So overall, you still need to assume that this was the... Go to a lower time frame to show you. Right here. This was the accumulation range down here. So you know what? Let's make it cleaner. Put it over here. And then that's your low, right? And then put it anywhere you want. Put it up here, or whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at that point. So assuming since this was your accumulation range, this was your 2-week order block. I got tapped perfectly, making green. Gray is accumulation. Green is order block. Go to your back to your 12-hour, or go to your daily, or whatever you want to do today. Now, assuming once you get back into this specific block in this range, sorry, it becomes a deviation. It becomes a deviation of the accumulation range. No one is telling you that's bullish. since 60,000, 50,000, since 40,000. I've been telling everybody. If we go back to the previous accumulation range, it's fucking bearish, right? Unfortunately for me, I was not expecting it. Did I prepare for it? No. Was I short? Absolutely not. Did I long this range? Absolutely. Did I lose money? Yes, I did. I'm telling you everything I did, unfortunately. Now, it doesn't matter to me because the losses are small compared to what I made on the way up. But at the end of the day, I still understand where we came. Where we came from and where we are right now. You don't go from 70,000 down to 30,000 and assume the bull market is intact. It doesn't work that way, guys. Unfortunately for me, and unfortunately for you, accumulation range should not have been revisited. If we deviate this and we get back into this into this old range, the $40,000 range, you want to assume that we are going to probably get rejected hard in this block over here. We're going to get rejected hard in this block. Then at that point, we can make another video and say, all right, we got rejected. Are we going to hold the retest? Or are we going to fucking break down and come down to $28,000? And both scenarios are valid. The probability is with the bears, though, unfortunately for us. The probability is with the bears. Again, always remember one thing. Nobody ever misses the pumps because no matter what happens when we pump up, you're going to get a retracement. You need to hope if you're bullish that retracement will be a higher low. That will be the retest into this, right? Or rather into this, if you're bearish. So now talk about the bearish scenario. No matter what happens, you want to assume that this level does not break. Okay. I'm going to just grab highs and lows. The high of the high 2021 high, all-time high officially, the first all-time high was $65,000, 64.6. The first low that was put into this range was 28.75. Open up your high low, open up your yearly open. And your yearly low. Sorry about that. A lot of people are assuming that we're going to go back down and we're going to sweep these lows. Right there. Sweep these lows. Down at roughly about like 27.6. Okay. Is it valid? Sure. Could be valid. Whatever the case is. But I want to see it come from at least this block over here. No, where is that? I think it was a 2-week. There you go. The week. Wait, sorry. I want it to come from this weekly block over here. So if we're going to ever make a lower low, I want it to come from this weekly block. This is exactly what I'm watching right now. I do not think we're going to go down anytime soon, meaning like in the next 24 hours or whatnot, right? I still think that we have a lot more upside potential. We just pivoted. I'm going to show you oscillators in a little bit. Target for the pivot should be between $41,000 and $45,000. Our first block of resistance is going to be this little shit over here. I'm going to make this black. This little order block over here between 41,000 and 43,000. You get above this, you want to target the weekly block, which is going to be probably the death to us. I can't see us getting above this anytime soon. Now, if we do happen to get above this, you want to target $55,000 to $58,000, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. So overall, guys, this looks like absolute shit, but here is the good news. It's still a higher low. I'm going to turn everything off, and I'm going to just look at this disgusting structured asset and tell you guys it's still a higher low. It is still a higher low. No matter what we say, no matter what we do, no matter how bearish we are, it's a higher low until it's not. Or 79. Right there. There you go. It hit the 0.88 of the whole move. I mean, if you did along this, why are you in fucking crypto? I'm sorry. I have to say, you know that the 0.88 is max pain, right? Everyone knows that. It's like 101 for assets, for crypto, for altcoins, for anything. Stock market, 0.88 is like literally max pain. So usually what happens is you long the 0.88 and you go up to the golden pocket. And then after that, you usually come back down. If you're bullish, you stop at the 0.79. If you're bearish, you make a lower low. And at that point, you target... Guys, I'm very sorry that I'm sounding like an asshole over the phone, where is it? Hold on, how do I do it last time? It was at 1 point. No. It was a negative. Hold on. I have to remember how I did this. Um, so if the top was the flip side, it was a positive then. Okay, it was a positive. So it was a 1.2. There you go. Sorry about that. So if you're bearish, you target the 1.272, which is going to be the first level at $17,000. Is this going to happen? Probably not, but I'm still putting it up there. This is how I scalp. My 15-minute time frame when I have a small little range, this is exactly what I do. I'm going to long the 0.88. I'm going to get out at the golden pocket, and if I'm bearish and the structure is pretty much making lower lows, lower highs, I'm going to target the 1.275 or 1.272, which comes out to 17.6. Now, can this happen? I don't know. Hopefully not. A lot of people are assuming that we're going to have to go back to retest all-time highs. Is it a scenario? Sure. If you want to have a bear market, cool. I hope it doesn't happen. I'm not talking about possibilities anymore, only because to me, this whole dump should not have had taken place. I had no path for this. John was the only guy that was telling me personally, yo, Luca, don't be oblivious, don't be blind. We could go down to fucking $30,000 when we were all the way up here. And I'm like, yo, you're crazy. It's not going to happen. It can't. There was so much room to the top side on the macro Aussies. But I don't know. I guess BTC doesn't give a shit about anything. It's going to do whatever it wants to do. So that's how I'm playing BTC, guys. Hopefully that made a lot of sense. To make it to quickly analyze everything I just said. 2-week order block to the downside, and your first target's going to be weekly 1, weekly 2. I'm gonna make these different colors. Red for big slab, and then I'm gonna make this blue for a small slab. That's exactly what I'm playing right now. I do not think the pumping is over. I think we're still gonna go a little further up. For Ethereum though, guys, even though Ethereum looks okay over here because it hit the weekly order block over here, right? And you want to assume that we're going to target 3,100, sorry, the breakdown, which is pretty logical, right? Anyone knows about this, right? This is logical. I still think we're going to go lower. I still think we have one more poke down for Ethereum. I'm not going to lie to you. I really do. Hold on. Where's the VWAP? VWAP. There you go. This VWAP has not been tapped. And unless some miracle takes place and we just skip this or got front ran, I don't know, man. This looks like it needs to come down to 2,100. So I'm not getting too happy at all. I'm playing this as, hey, I'm going to make a quick, like maybe $40,000, $50,000 on the way up and get out of the market. I'm not holding. I'm not investing. No money. I'm going to just chill out. And if we do happen to ever get up to $58,000, I'm probably going to exit the crypto markets because I have absolutely no faith. Where is this 5-day order block? I have no faith in this market. See this 5-day order block? If we happen to ever get up here and take out these highs, if we do happen to get up like this and go here, I'm going to exit everything here. And then I'm going to wait and see what happens. I'm going to exit everything, my whole portfolio, except for Kudos and AKT. I'm going to keep those two. And then I'm going to wait and see what happens. A lot of altcoins made lower lows. Look at Theta. Hold on. Let me show you guys something. So I'm going to make a nice video with a weekend that's going to be long about structure, but you don't do this in a bull market, man. You don't fucking do this. You do not do this. You made an all-time high in April, and you've been making lower highs ever since. And you were just downtrending, and then you finally broke down. Theta is officially $2. It broke the whole uptrend. This is bearish because you know why? Because look at this. There's no support under us, guys. The closest macro support is probably going to be here. We're probably going to get a bounce over here. But if we do happen to go into a legit bear market, you are 100% coming down here. It always goes back to the original breakout where everything started. So yes, you might get a bounce. If we do happen to come down here, you're going to get a bounce to go all the way back up. But you're going to eventually start doing this. And then creating a fucking rounded bottom. If we go into a bear market. You know? Do I have doubts that we're going into a bear market? I don't know. I don't want to talk about bear markets. They're pissing me off, just the idea of having a bear market. What else did I want to tell you guys? Oscillators. Always watch the weekly RSX crosses. Watch them. They should give you a legit solid bounce when it happens. So whatever bounce we get right now, it's going to come back down, to give us that cross retest. And then at that point, you want to assume that the bounce up is probably going to be like at least a 50% bounce. I'm not even exaggerating. A weekly should give you at least, let's just be conservative, okay? 35%. A weekly. A weekly should give you at least 35%. There you go. There's your 35%. Be conservative. Weekly should give you at least 35%. There you go. That's your 35%. It brings you right back to that order block over here. It's a white order block. So no matter what happens, we're going to go back into the 40s. I'm confident. And to be honest with you guys, I really think that we will hit that block over here, this weekly block. Hold on. In February. I really do. I really do. I'm preparing for it only because of the fact that we've never made a lower high. So this is probably going to be as close as we're going to get to a serious rejection. And then at that point, you could take your 1-to-1 extension and you could target whatever you want to the downside, right? At that point. 2-week TMA band tapped beautifully up. I really can't see us going straight down from here. I want to see at least a little bit more of a bounce. Every 2-week green zone has held its hand so far. And here we're at 27,000 or 19,000. So I know it's a big range, but I'm just trying to tell you that there's a lot of downside potential if we do happen to break this range over here, guys. There's a lot of downside potential. The 2-week usually gets filled. So if it does happen to do something like this and comes all the way down here and then goes up, yeah, it might take like fucking 7 months consolidating that and going sideways until the market's completely dead and boring, and then just randomly just dildo up, somehow like something like what we did over down here. And again, this was a V reversal. We're not going to V reverse out of this, by the way, guys. It's impossible to V reverse out of this because the oscillators are just not ready. Unfortunately, 2-week sell signal, right? Over on the 2-week. Disgusting. So by the time everything falls back into place, like look at the 3-day, right? We haven't even crossed the signal line yet. First, you have to cross the signal line. Let me turn this off. First, you have to cross the signal line. Cross the signal line first. Then you got to cross the trend line. So we're so far away, guys. We're so far away. Signal line is here. Trend line is here. We are so far away. The only good thing is the trend line is above the 50, which hopefully it remains and it does not go down. As long as it remains above this, we have a solid bullish case for continuation in the upcoming quarters, right? Hopefully. For BTC. As long as this blue line over here does not cross the 50 mark. And then we just kind of like go to the top side and create a head and then just break through. Otherwise, overall, guys, the monthly VWAP is holding still as expected. Your other monthly VWAP is at untapped. These are untapped, by the way, guys, at $50,000. And then the other one is at $60,000. Currently, right now, the current monthly VWAP, which is very important, guys, very important. It's at $41,000. And which more likely than not will slap us right here. This blue line over here is a current monthly VWAP at $40,000. Open up your quarterly as well. Put the actual quarterly VWAP on right here. Yeah, so more likely than not, guys, this is going to be a serious slap area for the time being right now, right there. Hopefully that gives us a higher low. Otherwise, look at this. Look how beautiful this green line is. It needs to get tapped, and I think that we're going to go up there in the upcoming quarters. I don't know about going up to this month or next month, but hopefully by springtime, we'll be at that 50K mark, 55, 56. Overall, guys, that's what I think about BTC. Trade safe. Please do not make any abrupt, blind moves, like just basically following people blind. This is still a range until it's not, guys. This is still a range until it's not, okay? This is still your range until it's not. There's your 2-week bottom. There's your 2-week top. You kind of deviated the top. You came back down. And you're on the 2-week order block. Very simple. Don't complicate it. Very simple. Now you want to assume that any move back up to mid-40s is going to be a short, or at least get the fuck out of the market. Here you go. Any move back up to 40s to mid-40s is going to be a serious slap, which is also your weekly order block. And that's pretty much it, guys. Trade safe, and I will make an updated video with detail about the altcoins, because we can make a lot of money scalping these alts to the top side. Like, for example, Rune, I'm sitting in a really, really, really heavy Rune position. I don't think that, or is this right here? This is my range. I think that we're going to go blind to like 5.7, 5.8. Now do the math. I actually caught the bottom of this shitcoin. Easy 77%. So what happens if you put like 20K? You know, you're gonna just make a quick $10,000 or whatever it's gonna be, $14,000 off just what, 2 weeks worth of holding. I personally think that Rune has bottomed temporarily. Temporarily, this looks like a decent bottom temporarily. Can it go lower? Absolutely. It'll probably go down to $1 eventually when BTC makes a lower low, if BTC makes a lower low. I bought in some LRC as well. I'm significantly up. I had to double down on GOG because unfortunately I was buying from up here. Those who follow me too. I was buying from up here, guys. Sorry about that. I was buying from up here, this whole thing. So I was already in from like 1.2, 1. I don't know, 17. So I had to double down. I bought a bunch. I think it was at 95 cents or 90 cents. I don't even remember where I bought. It was a 4-hour time frame. Hold on, I'll tell you right now where I did. Right here. This is where I bought this. I bought 89 cents here. I bought this over here. So in the 90-cent range, just to double down. Ideally, people who got in at 60 cents right now should be up a lot because 70% move. It's still a shitcoin though. Be careful with this. Soul. I didn't add any soul. I did not add any soul. I didn't. Even though I told myself I was being greedy and I was waiting for this order block to hit. And it didn't. So unfortunately, I did not add soul. I added FTT. I had to. Check this out. There you go. So I had to add FTT. I added a bunch. I didn't touch Flow. I didn't touch CRV. I bought Algo. I announced Algo. I bought Algo. I had to. It was just too good to be, it was too good. I could not. I didn't buy Link. I didn't buy AVAX. What else? I did not buy Theta. I don't buy stuff that breaks structure like this. This just looks pretty bad. This is disgusting. You lose this like, I can't even look at this. I mean, that's pretty much it. Maybe I bought another 2, 3 things. I don't remember. I splurged, guys. I'm over I'm sorry. I'm overexposed to spot longs on shitcoins. I splurged. And again, don't forget, to me personally speaking, Ethereum might be getting a bounce up, but overall, I really think Ethereum is going to make a lower low. I do. I really think we're going to hit that monthly view at $21,000, $2,100. So I'm being very, very careful with my investments going forward, my trades. Guys, cheers. Sorry that I made the video long. We'll talk. Ciao.